Hello everyone, today I'm going to be going over Weichert Works, what it is, how to access it, what the use of it is going to be. So first of all, how to access Weichert Works, you're going to go to the URL weichert.backagent.net. So you see up here in the URL field, the technical name for it is Weichert Works, but again, to access it, you're going to make sure to go to that URL. You will receive a welcome email from me, Allison, as soon as you come on as a new agent with Weichert Realtors Unlimited, asking you to set up your Weichert Works account. That will be pretty much the first email you receive from us rather than setting up your Gmail. So your internet ID, once you set that up, it will either be your first name, your last name, or your full email. So once you have that set up and your password, you are able to log in. Once you hit login, the first page you're going to see here is the start page. This has all of the Weichert company announcements. Keep in mind this is the Weichert franchise announcement, so lots of cool stuff that they have for you. They have all of their webinar series or Wednesday webinar updates, what they have going on within the company. So it's a good place to kind of browse through, especially starting out as a new agent. You can go in here and see what Weichert has to offer you. They have a bunch of learning resources for you. So another tab that you're going to want to go in quite a bit as soon as you get into Weichert Works is the Learn tab. So if you click on that, they do house the David Knox video training as well as Matthew Ferreira. So really great real estate trainers here for you that you definitely will want to watch and keep up to date with. You can enter into the Weichert University in here. You can get into the Weichert University also in Weichert 1. You have access to it in Weichert Works as well. And then they have next training classes coming up, associate resources, training calendar, back agent overview, Weichert Works videos. Of course, I'm doing one now, but you can always go in here and get additional training as well. So kind of those two tabs are some good resources for you. But the main tab that you are going to be using as an agent when you start out with Weichert, especially when you get signed documents, start transactions, you're going to be living in the transactions tab. So we're going to go ahead and click on that to show you an overview of the active transactions. My screen is a little bit different than yours because I am admin with Weichert, so I have a little manage transactions tab there. But for you, you will have the my transactions only. So as you can see, I have a lot of test transactions in here. But active transactions basically means that anything active is what you have going on currently, any active listings or any under contract buyers. Any filed transactions will be transactions that have been filed away, have already closed, and the funds have been received. So just keep in mind active is what you have going on currently. So to start a new transaction, definitely recommend doing this as soon as you get signed paperwork. You're going to go in here to add a transaction on your right hand side, the orange tab there. Once you click on add a transaction, it's going to ask you to pick a category, the category of transaction you are creating. So it will always be residential. Everything else is really, you're not going to use it. Apartment would be if you're, leasing or doing a lease management type deal. Maybe you would use commercial if you decide to go down the commercial route. That could be an option for you. Referral would be any kind of referral that you have going on. It is a good way to keep track of referrals that you have going out as well as coming in, any other income. But the main category you're going to be using here is the residential. So we're going to go ahead and click on residential. It will always be sale or sell listing unless you get into property management, but we don't do that here at our company, so it will always be sale or sell listing. This will ask you what phase you are in within the contract. Like I said before, you will always want to make sure to start out as soon as you have any kind of signed agreement with your buyer or seller. Any signed documents, you want to make sure that you're starting out in the start phase and getting those docs in there as soon as possible. Say you have a contract already, that's fine. You can choose the contract, but definitely want to make sure you're starting out with a transaction as soon as you have any kind of signed documents. So we're going to go ahead and click on the start phase, and it will ask you which party do you represent. So of course, just picking which party you're representing there. We'll click seller for this case. It will ask you to pick a client. You can put more clients in the system as you progress with the transaction, but in order to start a transaction, you can only put one in there. So we are going to do select a client, and I will put my name in there for an example. You don't have to put the company in there, but it does require an email and phone number. You can check the no email address available, but we do like to have the client's email in there if they have one, because we send out customer surveys as soon as the transaction is complete. So once you're done, you hit add contact, and then you want to make sure that you hit the create new transaction as soon as you add the contact in there, because if you don't, the transaction will not be created. So an important step there in creating the transaction. So it generated for you, so it will say at the top here in green, new transaction created. Please review each orange tab for required items to move forward. So the reason I love Weichert Works is I feel like it is super user friendly. It shows you what you need to do. It has tabs in here to differentiate everything for you. It shows you where you're at. You even have the option to put in notes for the transaction. But first and foremost, you have a summary of everything. It shows you kind of what the tabs mean as you progress throughout the contract. Once you're in the showing phase, once you have a contract, signed offer to purchase, you will then pick that stage. But for now, we are in the start phase, so we only have 3 tabs that need attention at the moment. Since we chose that we are representing the seller, it highlights the property in orange to show us that we need to assign the property to this transaction. For a buyer, you won't need to do that until you go under contract. But to assign the property when you're representing a seller, you just do set property, and it has the option for you to actually search on the MLS for that property and assign it straight from the MLS. So it's pretty cool because it will pull that for you. If it's a property that is not on the MLS, you can just enter the basic info. Once you have that entered, it will highlight green for you. That way you know that you have put it in there. Dates and info. That's an important tab for you. I think the documents is a little bit more important first of all, but the dates and info, you just go in there and it will ask you basic questions like when did the agreement take effect, when was the effective date of the contract. So you will want to go in there when you have a chance and answer those questions. But first of all, whenever you start your transaction, you're going to want to go in the documents tab and start uploading the documents that you have. That's the most important thing, is to get them in here. It's good for you and good for us, always with documents, especially if they're physically signed and not electronically signed. You want to make sure you're getting them in there as soon as possible, because once they are in the system, they are backed up. So there's no chance of you losing them, your computer crashing, and you losing documents. So you want to make sure that you get them in the system. And I will be doing another video to go over .loop and how to get electronic signatures. .loop is the internet site that our company uses to access electronic signatures, get documents signed from clients electronically. So that's a pretty cool feature for you. But say we were doing physical signatures in this case, you can upload documents straight from your computer. Which I will show you guys how to do right here. But as you can see, we have all these documents that are listed as required now that needs attention. You need to get these in here. So we're not in the contract phase yet, so this says required later. But Weichert Works tells you all the documents that you need. So pretty straightforward. So you can do it one of 2 ways when you're uploading from your computer. You can do add document, and it will pull up another screen for you and it will ask you to pick the file that you want to upload. But I think just the easiest way to do it is to go in here and click on the document that you want to upload from your computer, unless you have all of the documents scanned in one huge packet. I think this will be the best way for you. So once you click on the document that you want to upload, it will give you 2 options, attach document or request exemption. So for sellers, if you're listing a lot, there are quite a few of these documents that are going to be exempt, like the mineral oil and gas, lead-based paint, any other disclosure forms like that. So you can request exemption. It will ask you why you want to request exemption for it, and you just type in there why, and then Erin, Beth, or myself will approve that for you. But you have to request exemption. You can't just leave it required now. So we're going to do attach document for the listing agreement. So it gives us 3 options in here. The main 2 options that you will be using is upload a file from your computer or import from .loop, which we will go over. So to upload a file from your computer, you're going to do upload now, upload a file. Pretty straightforward there. You can go on your computer like you would any other file, and then double click the file that you want to upload. You can also click it and open it. So it is going to pull that file in there for you. So Weichert Works is pretty cool because it breaks down the file into each individual page. So each page that you uploaded will come in here, OTP, whatever you have it titled, and then tell you how many pages you have. You have 2 options. You can either select all or choose which pages you want to be added into the document. If we wanted to choose certain pages, we would just come down here to add page. You can click on it to view it here on the right hand side. We would do add page, say we want page 1, page 3, page 7, page 10, and page 13. That will pull them into the file for you in the order that you put them in there. You can also hover your little 4 arrows here that you see. Once you have your mouse over, you can take that and you can rearrange them if you got them in there in the wrong order, however you'd like. You can also, if you put the wrong file in there, you can remove it and then add it back, whatever you need to do. And if you want to double check it once it's up here, if you click on the page, you can view it again. So once you're ready to go, you hit create document. What this does for you is it will tell you what you have selected. It will say you have 5 pages selected for the new document, and then it will tell you which file that you chose that you're uploading the file for. And you can change that if you just hit the little change there. And it will ask you if everything is on file, signed, and executed file, fully complete. So you want to make sure that you're uploading these documents in there after they are signed and fully executed, because that's what it is. That Weichert Works is for filing. You want to make sure everything is complete before you put it in there. If it isn't, then it will be declined, disapproved. You can put any notes in there if you'd like for the admin when reviewing. You can put notes in there. So once you're happy with it, you'll do save document and quit. If you want to save and add another, since we didn't pick every single page in the document in the file that we wanted to upload, it will ask us if we want to go back and add other pages. But for this example, we'll just do save document and quit. So we are good to go here. So what Weichert Works does, once you have a file uploaded for any of the required documents, it will say on file instead of required now. So this doesn't mean it's approved or been approved yet, but you can go in here and see that you have uploaded it when it says on file. If you want to double check and make sure that it is a correct file that you uploaded, you can click on file, view document. It will pull up a browser PDF for you, and you can scroll through each page and make sure it's in there like you want it. So yeah, it says on file. So when Beth or myself when we review these documents, we will have the option to approve them for you. Once they are approved, everything is signed correctly and executed correctly, we will approve it, and it will turn green saying approved. Once you are in the closing phase, everything in here should say approved for you. If it's not, then you just need to take a look back and fix the mistakes. There will be notes in here if it's declined telling you what you need and how to do that. So that is an overview of how to upload documents from your computer into Weichert Works via the required now. Just clicking on there and uploading file. And once we get into .loop, I can show you guys how to integrate your .loop with your Weichert Works. That way you don't have to save each file from .loop. You can actually pull it straight from .loop straight into Weichert Works. So yeah, that is an overview of how to get files in there. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me by email or phone. The best email for me is Allison, ALLISON, at WeichertUnlimited.com. Cell phone is 828-712-0427. And thank you for watching this video.